Well, good afternoon YouTube, welcome to the channel. So my name's Dan, and today basically the reason why I wanted to jump on and just pre-record something basically for those getting into wood turning and trying to understand the orientation when preparing your wood for the lathe. Now what I've got here in front of me is a giant piece of oak, which is basically just come out of the wood store. Now literally if I take the tape measure to this piece, it's going to give it a good measure before we begin. Now this is a foot, okay, so 12 inches, okay, and again it's probably about the same size in diameter as well. So again, yeah, we're talking 12 by 12 inches, okay, it's quite a hefty piece. Now I wouldn't necessarily put this straight on the lathe, okay, because it is very, very heavy and there's quite a lot of mass, okay, to oak, etc. Now before we begin actually starting to mount our wood, basically we want to get a good indication, a good idea of how big the piece is, okay, just so we understand how much weight we're dealing with. Now, as you see, it's just a log at the moment. It's just a piece of end grain log, okay? So, but what I'm going to do is going to drop the camera down just a tad. So I'm going to bring you into this kind of perspective, really. Now, as you can see, it's just one big slab, okay? So at the moment, it's just literally come off the chainsaw. And if I turn the piece this side, okay? Now, what I'm looking at basically is two bowls, okay, two bowls. Now what I wouldn't do is this area here, okay, this area here you're looking at is where the pith is, the core of the log, okay, it's the heart of the log. So but if it's going to split and it's going to crack from this area here and it's going to spread, okay. So, and that's the last thing we want to do, because when we mount wood to the lathe using end grain and we leave the pith in, you can say again it's going to split from the pith itself. So again, when we prepare, what I'm going to try and achieve, basically, and I'm going to show you very shortly, is when I'm actually going to cut this, what I'm looking at is, obviously the pith is here, okay? The pith is pretty much centered. So what I'm going to try and do is cut this section out, okay? It's not a very straight line, but again, it's for video purposes. And again, and I'm going to come down this section here, okay? So I'm going to remove this section where the pith is, okay, and then we've got two halves of the log basically. So and this will be classed as side grain, okay, side grain. Again, when you're preparing bowls, side grain is structurally sound basically, but if we're leaving the pith in, it's not so much it's not structurally strong anymore, because again it can split from this area and it comes out, and it won't just spread from here and here. It'll spread out this way, okay? This way. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this over to the bandsaw, and we're going to make a couple of cuts basically, so we end up with half a log. So I'm just going to stop there, bring you over to the bandsaw, and explain in a little more detail. Right, okay. So basically, what you can see now, I've brought this nice piece of oak over to the bandsaw, and what I'm actually using here is the Sabre 350 from Record Power, and again, this has quite a lot of power to be able to cut through this quite sufficiently. And again, what I'm trying to avoid is this midsection here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the first initial cut and say I'm not going to actually follow this line. I'm just going to take it by eye, and again, and just take my time as I go through, basically, not adding too much pressure. Again, you could do this with a chainsaw. So, but again, we're going to make some cuts very shortly, and I'm going to take a nice piece of side grain off and see how I prepare it from this section, okay? So again, right, we've got a piece of side grain, okay? Nice and evenly cut on both sides. So basically, as you can see, I've just taken the pith out of the piece altogether. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring you back to the lathe. I'm going to see how I prepare this piece now for the lathe. Right, now as you can see, I've got this nice piece of side grain, basically, from the bandsaw, okay, off that beautiful piece of oak. Now I can always tell with oak, one, from its weight, okay, and two, you have this midsection, okay, this middle section here, okay, which is the tan of the oak, okay, the heart of the oak. So again, we'll just pull some bark off. We don't really need that on there. And basically, just take it off the other side. It's pretty dry. So, and what my object now is basically, hope that camera angle was okay there. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to take a centre finder, okay, centre finder. Find these on Amazon, relatively cheap. And again, we're looking for possibly as centre as possible. We could do this with a tape measure. Literally, if we're not using a centre finder, we can quite easily measure across the piece. Okay, 9 1/4 inches. So basically, we're just going to mark, take that bit off there. Again, so 9 1/4. So again, we're bringing it around about 4 1/4. So 4 1/2. So we've got centre there. And basically, we're going to turn it this way, and we're going to measure the other way. So again, 9 1/4. So again, we are pretty much smack bang, actually, in the middle. Okay. So smack bang in the middle. Okay. So what I'd like to do next is take the centre finder, and we're going to possibly mark that as centre as possible. As centre as possible. I'm going to come round it. Okay. I'm going to come round. I'm using a blue pen so it stands out a little bit easier, really. So. And what I've got here now is obviously the bowl blank itself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this back to the bandsaw, and we're going to take these corners off, okay? Because it's going to make things a lot easier. You could do it with the chainsaw, you could do it with the bandsaw. If you were to use a handsaw, you'd be there for a little while. But again, this is classed as side grain. Now I'll remove the pith. It's actually structurally sound. So literally, if I was to leave the pith in, again, it's going to start warping, it's going to start cracking, etc. So again, back to the bandsaw, we're going to take these corners off. Right, so now as you can see, I've brought the piece back from the bandsaw, okay? And I've rounded this off to the best of my ability, okay? And I was going to say, but if you're not too sure on operating a bandsaw, then I was going to say, try and use a chainsaw or something along those lines, basically. Now, before I begin, as you can see, the circle is still there, okay? Still there. So it's a little bit sketchy in areas, but the lathe will take care of most of that. So let me just pick up my centre finder, and basically, as you can see, we are bang on centre, okay? So, and the way I mount my wood, if I stop dropping everything, is basically I could either mount between two centres with the live centre and the drive centre, or we could use a faceplate, okay? And when I use a faceplate, it is imperative that we use good quality screws, okay? And what do I mean by good quality screws? Now, I wouldn't use drywall screws or anything like that, I was going to say, or any screws which could basically pop into the faceplate, and you don't want them wobbling around, okay? You do not want them wobbling around, okay? If they're very thin on the shaft itself, then basically what can tend to happen is they can snap off. So again, find your centre as best as possible. So I can do this with my eye. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in 4 screws. If I can find my drill driver, and basically yeah, and we're gonna get this mounted to the piece. We're going to get this mounted to the piece. So again, I'm looking for the main centre of the piece. Again, making sure it's nice and dead centre. If it's not dead centre, then we're going to have a wonky bowl. And that is it. That is it. That piece is now ready for the lathe. If you don't cut off the corners, you're going to make more work for yourself. So the piece does look like a octagonal at the moment. I was going to say it's not particularly round. But again, I was going to say the lathe will take care of that basically when we start turning. But I hope that's been helpful. I was going to say, and yeah, any more kind of hints, tips, tricks, any hints, tips and tricks, I'll be straight back and trying to point some more of you in the right direction. And say it's very easy to just get lost straight away when we're turning. And yeah, for those basically who want to turn end grain, it's great for hollow forms, vases, that kind of thing really. But mainly for bowls and platters, etc., we tend to use side grain, okay? But anyway, I'll love you and leave you, and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. But thanks for watching.